What's going on YouTube? I kind of want to do an experimental video today. Uh, we've talked in the past about how it seems like a lot of retro game themed channels have kind of sold out over time, or have really just kind of went from being about video games to more about news and just some other drama stuff. So I had pulled up I wiped the browser clean so that there was nothing on the algorithm, and I pulled up YouTube and I just searched retro games, and we're gonna see if somebody comes into this blank, what comes up. Does it actually show retro gamers? Does it just show obviously people that just pay to get up to the top? Or like I said, is it actually gonna show us something that we want to see? So we're gonna pull on over to our browser right here. Now as you can see, we have retro games up here. This is just in the search bar for YouTube. Now right off the bat, it seems like a very big thing that's popping up is these retro themed handhelds and shorts. It looked like, yeah, it's huge. I mean, and what's that tell you right there? To me, that tells me that these things are obviously paid to be put up here, and Google might actually be pushing them because they're sales. So going down, it looks like we have one of our first ones that pops up is the Gebs. Looks like she has obviously a few that are kind of right at the top. One from 2 years ago, one from 4 weeks ago, and this Retro Smash TV. And then once again, we get to some shorts that are trying to show, I think we've already kind of seen this, but they're trying to sell those like generic handhelds that are just full of games. So obviously we come down here more. Now a huge one that we're going to see a lot of is RGT85. Like I said, I understand sometimes why. To me, he used to be a lot more into retro. Nowadays it just seems more like news, and like right here, he was selling really big on showcasing emulation stuff. About a month ago, he had a video on the golden era of retro, I guess. But there's a channel right here that I absolutely love that you guys need to make sure you check out, and that's Retro Bird. Great channel, guys. Make sure if you like my style of stuff, you're gonna actually love his stuff more because it's funny. His sense of humor is amazing. Plus, he is very good at filming his videos. So, retro gaming love, loss, and nostalgia. Let's kind of jump around and see a little bit more. So, looks like we got Grooves, whoever that is. Unnecessarily rambling. That sounds like what I do a lot. And another Retro Bird. Caw-caw. I'm surprised he doesn't do anything. I wonder why he calls himself Retro Bird. I think I never asked that. So if you're watching this, man, tell me why'd you pick Bird. So once again, here is rediscovering retro games, trends, and tips. Right up the back, right again, RGT85. Then we got CA Brown, Ant Snooze, Marvelous Gamers, and Modern Vintage Gamers. I see a lot on these things. Oh, and then we finally see Mad Little Pixel. He was popping up everywhere too for a while. Retro Games, a buyer's guide. So this will show you all the crappy little boxes you can buy that, for the most part, you'll see a lot of YouTubers really kind of sell out for these. I don't know if they pay them or if they just send them a box and then they review it for free, but I see that all the time. So Collector's Paradise, here we go. Now we're starting to see some of the bigger names. Chase After the Right Price, Metal Jesus Rocks, Phoenix Resale, Retro Rick, and yeah, so I mean that's finally we're kind of getting down to the bigger channels that I know personally. Now once again, I don't know what they all do outside of YouTube, whether or not they're actually into retro games and stuff. I personally, I don't really watch much of theirs. I don't watch much of Phoenix Resale. I never really watched too much of Chase After the Right Price. I did, I think, when he kind of started off, and then after a while I just kind of got sick of the buying and reselling videos. And that's kind of the same with a lot of these, was that they used to be interesting for me to watch, and I've just kind of over time gotten tired of them. And yeah, I haven't watched Metal Jesus Rocks in forever. So now we're down here in Collector's Adventures in Retro Gaming. And then once again, I think we're going to start seeing more of the same names popping up. Retro Rick, Chase at the Right Price, Retro Rick again. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Hey, we finally got a Mort's Garage in here. Heck yeah, man. I'm a huge fan of Mort's Garage. I really love his style. We got unboxing and exploring. Oh man, there's the DK Oldies. I'm surprised it took this long for DK Oldies to pop up here. This is ridiculous. A short. Can Sam guess these retro items? 61 million views, guys. That is crazy. All just him trying to guess what's in the box. You know, if you guys want to watch a video for me doing that, I'll guess what's in the box all day. Top retro game rankings. And that's so retro. I don't know any of these channels. Let me know if you guys know these channels. Grass Games, Demino. So now we're just kind of down to the more generic ones. So we got Retro Pocket, 1980s Gamer. I see him all over the place nowadays. I follow him on Facebook, but that's really about it. He's got some good stuff every once in a while, but yeah, rediscovering the joy of retro. We got RGT 85 back in the day. Caddy Sleeps. Triple Jump. I used to watch a lot of Triple Jump videos. I kind of gotten away from that channel. Old New Games, Baltimore Retro Gaming, buying retro games online. Watch this first. So it's very like, I'm looking at this, and I'm not really seeing much about the retro games themselves. It seems like, most of it's just kind of like showcasing stuff, talking about pricing, talking about pickups. Hey, I guess like Phoenix Resales and is at a game flea market. Chase's inside look at selling his games and these emulation boxes. You know, there's not really a lot of. There you go. Well, here's one finally. Top 10 retro games that still hold up. I guess this well, that would be in the top retro game ranking. So I mean, that's finally understandable why that's popping up. Finally, a game room tour, a Scott's Woz one, and just more shorts. Let's change this up and just put retro gamers and see what pops up. So we got an 80s gamer again, Chase Brogan, a bunch of the Jebs or Gebs or whatever, however you pronounce it. I don't really watch much of her stuff either. Looks like Rad Junk, and basically about the same stuff that's popping up. So the one thing I'm noticing when I'm looking at that, obviously, is why I don't really like the YouTube algorithm too much. As a lot of you could probably see, there wasn't very many channels that didn't have very many, you know, not as much views. All it was the channels that had an insane amount of subscribers, or were pushing products that Google was probably making money off of. So YouTube and them were working together. I know sometimes you get lucky and you will see some of the smaller channels pop up on there when you search for that. But I feel like a lot of those smaller channels will only pop up on the side after you've already started watching a video. And it might be like, okay, you like this video, well, you might like this video. And I feel like that's kind of what we run into sometimes. And this kind of sucks because a lot of times, like I said, I used a wiped browser basically with no algorithm or anything on there. And yeah, I was finding some of the more generic channels on there, you know, nothing too fancy, just kind of the normal stuff. We weren't seeing some of the more unique ones that I know and love. Personally, like we saw Mort's Garage. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Mort's Garage, but there was like barely any Pixel Game Squad. There was some, you know, no Game Chasers. It was just a lot of the same ones over and over again, which kind of sucks, man. I would think if you were gonna search for retro games or something, they'd want to give a bunch more possibilities instead of the same stuff over and over again. But that's the algorithm, I guess, knows better than me. So I don't know in the comments below what you guys think about this. If you would go and search retro games now, would you see a similar thing? Now, the reason that I used a wiped tab and stuff like that was because I think if you go and search, you will find that something similar to what you've already been looking at will pop up. So let me know if you guys see that too. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video interesting today. It's something I've been on my video list for a long time now, to actually look up retro gamers. And I have it listed here. When you search retro game on YouTube, do retro gamers even come up, or is it mostly just news channels and stuff like that nowadays? Or like we said, pushing cheap Chinese little hack boxes that'll probably steal all your data. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, stay retro, my friends, and we will see you in the next video, guys. God bless.